Hello, my friends, my YouTube family, my crypto family, my Litecoin family. You guys are the blessed ones that are going to be part of this next pump, you guys. I am a perma bull on Bitcoin and cryptos, you guys. We go through these ebbs and flows, right, in the market. And if you guys need news, come to my channel, by the way. But we go through these ebbs and flows, right? And Bitcoin is the dolphin, right? That is always jumping in and out of the water, and you can make money if you guys just hodling. In the long run, I mean, over 10 years has been like the best strategy, right? And there's nothing else that's basically there's no other asset class and this emerging asset class that we are part of in this generation, you guys. Cheers to that. This new asset class is what's going to define you right now. At this point in your life, whoever you are, it doesn't care where you are, what job you're working at, or if you're not working, or if you're retired, or whatever you're doing. You know, this time, this moment is the moment where we need to seize, okay? And I wanted to go over a couple, like when new people coming into the market. So this is just the market cap, okay? And I just wanted to briefly touch base, like with new people coming into the space, we need to encourage them, to understand the market and like to not get scammed and not to lose their money, because these negative experiences, with centralized exchanges out there, these companies, there's definitely a difference between decentralized and centralized, and that explaining that and understanding what is decentralized, I know really changed my view of cryptos initially, and like just it's something sunk in about it that made it like this pure moment where it was like, wow, this is the thing that is going to help humanity here with this corrupt like double spending and the banks and the fractional banking reserve system, which is this like bloated credit based Keynesian system, right, you guys? That's morphed basically at this point in time. And we don't know we don't even know what happens. Like they just pull levers. It's like this thing, like I imagine like, somebody like squeezing a pipe and then the other pipe shoots off, and then they put some bubble gum in that pipe and that thing. And it's getting bad, you guys. Like, I don't know what's going to happen here. But for newcomers, okay. So for newcomers coming into the market, I want you guys to focus on just on Bitcoin initially, okay? And that's how I would invest. I would invest like, majority of Bitcoin. Ethereum, I would get some Ethereum, okay? But I would not put more than like 1% of my money in Ethereum right now, just because Ethereum is this proof of stake. It moved from proof of work to proof of stake, and that's the first time in human history and in cryptology that something like this has happened. And ETH could be the one. ETH could ultimately be the one if it survives this like transition. And it's only happened like a year and a half ago or a year ago, right, that they transitioned. So it's still like so far so good. No news about ETH is good news in my books, because then you have all this whole ecosystem. It's not just ETH. You can't just talk about ETH without talking about like the ecosystem, right? There's even double, two, second layer solutions right now, right, on top of ETH, right, which would be affected. If ETH goes down, then basically, Polygon's gone, Solana, USD coin, I think Binance. I don't know. I think Binance is own chain. So Binance is own chain. I think Tether might be. I don't know if Tether is Ethereum or not. Not 100% sure. You guys can chime in on that one. I think Tether might be its own thing. Cardano is its own thing for sure. Okay, so Cardano is a player in the proof of stake world. Okay, so it's up there in the top 10. It takes a lot to get up there. And Charles Hopkinson is pretty much a genius in my books. However, I don't like the constant upgrading and the constant need to upgrade Cardano. Like that, I like my money to be more stable. So I am, Litecoin Lawton for a reason. So Litecoin is actually the third proof of work coin. Okay, so that's what's interesting. So if you guys fill up on Bitcoin, I would get a Bitcoin. Okay, that would be my strategy. Get a Bitcoin first, maybe get a little Ethereum. Okay, don't buy XRP. Sorry, my XRP army out there, whatever you guys. I've had kind of a grudge against XRP for a while. I don't. It just goes back from like long time. And I'm for sure that they're the one that they're my trolls out there for Litecoin. So, shalom XRP. But we can agree to disagree. Cardano would probably be my favorite proof of stake coin. Besides Ethereum, okay, right now. So it's like Ethereum, Cardano is my top, and then I like Sheeb. Okay, so those are my three, and I think these second layer solutions, Matic, Sheeb, Polkadot is a very interesting one. I don't know. I'm not going to talk much about Polkadot, but the way I would invest, I would be heavy Bitcoin, maybe get a little ETH. Doji, Litecoin, Sheeb, just because Sheeb has got a very interesting project, you guys. I wouldn't touch maybe some Cardano too. If you want to get some Cardano, that's a good one as well right now. So that's how the way I would go. That's the way I like. Those are some of the coins I like, and then I do like this. I do like Digibyte. Okay, and I've talked about Digibyte before. But this is one of the ones, like this is kind of like the sleeper one. I feel like that there's so many applications here for Digibyte, and this one's more decentralized than pretty much any other project of proof of work that I know. This one probably is the most efficient too. This is also one of the longest, or is the longest blockchain that exists today. So a little interesting thing about Digibyte. Not that long is the better, but Digibyte is a solid play for the long run. Okay, and I think that even if it pumps up, I think this is kind of the formation that Digibyte's forming right now, is in this like giant ascending triangle, and it goes back to 2017. Okay, we're in this giant pattern right now, and this W pattern. If you guys like see that again, did you see that W? Okay, it's almost double bottom, but this is like almost a perfect double bottom right now. So this one I did go. This is like a longer term trade, you guys, for me right now. But I did go pretty heavy in Digibyte right here, in this area. And so I want to see some continuation here, okay, on Digibyte. So that would be really great. I also think that there's a lot of like security protocols that are out there that would benefit from Digibyte, especially. So let's go to Litecoin, you guys. Litecoin, I think, is forming this like macro this W pattern. Okay, it's kind of this like W within a W. So it could be this, I think that, and also we're basically the next time we break. I think the next time we break like that 350 range in Litecoin, I think that we're going to go a lot higher. Okay, I think $1,000 is going to be on the low side of what Litecoin is going to be worth. Not financial advice, you guys out there. Everything I talk about here is because I try to be responsible financially, but I never had money back in the day. Okay, I never had money. I came from a poor family. Like my background, you guys, never had anything, and I had to work for it. I had to earn it. And I got lucky with 2017, 2018. That's when I started getting involved. And I saw the cycles. Okay, I saw a cycle play out. I was like, I saw it once, right? I saw this Bitcoin cycle. Okay, I saw this, and I'm like, okay, this is a pretty amazing time, and I don't blame people for buying this top, you guys. Like, how do you know when this top is going to be the first time you buy crypto? I don't blame people for FOMOing. Okay, the first time. Okay. And I FOMO'd? Hell yeah, I've definitely FOMO'd. Okay, you guys. I'm not gonna say I haven't. Okay. Every trader I feel like is FOMO'd at one point. You're like, oh, because you think it's this, right? You never like don't feel bad because if you FOMO'd here, then all you had to do is wait 3 years to basically be in the positive again, right? So don't like if you FOMO on these tops, you guys like don't feel bad. Just like let's try to catch the bottoms. The idea is to try to buy low and sell high, right? So right now, no one's talking about it, and crypto is unregulated by the US. We don't have clear regulations, right? When that it's at that point in time where we need to be paying attention because as traders and people that like to see net numbers go up, like we want to know, we actually want the beat downs. We're waiting for the beat downs. Okay. We're waiting for this thing to get clubbed. Okay. I want to see, I want to see a 95% retracement. Okay. That's what I want to see. I want to see a 95% retracement. And then I'm going to go hard on this thing, right? Like we're going to do this thing. We're going to do this together, you guys. And like, that's when you want to buy on these, like Bitcoin's $151. Okay. That's when you want to buy in these dumps. And you're like, everybody's crying and Bitcoin's going to zero, Bitcoin's dead. And everybody's saying Bitcoin's dead, you guys. That's when you guys need to be like, okay, where's my cash position? Let's go. Let's start accumulating. What are we gonna go do? Let's accumulate. Okay. So that's when we accumulate, okay, in those zones, okay, of this despair and death and just, and let's create out of this. Let's create. And Bitcoin's just this beautiful dolphin, you guys. This thing just like it comes out of the water and it comes back down into the water and it comes out of the water and back down into the water. And right now, you guys, we're still under the water, okay? Like we're underwater. And I think that, it's not too late. If you guys buy, there's an old saying on Wall Street that if you see an all-time high, that's a buy. Okay. Show me a buy. I'll show you a buy with an all-time high. And that's a saying. And so when it does, there is a strategy that basically, if you don't think it's going to double top, okay, because that's your enemy at that point. If you don't think it's going to double top and this thing starts breaking past that all-time high, then that's actually a buy. Okay, because you can ride the cream of the cream filling. Okay, and that's if you're like big money. Okay, but if you're like you and me and regular Joe out there, we would like to try to buy like on the discounts. Okay, this is a really good time, just a dollar cost average. Like macro level, I think larger entities should dollar cost average into cryptos. That's like a proven strategy, right? So I think that's there should be partly their strategy too. But I would, if you're like $1 trillion organization, because then you could pump this thing too, right? It's such a like, Apple has $1 trillion, you guys. Google has like $1 trillion. Like they have so much money on the sidelines that they probably would love to get into the top, like 20 cryptos, okay? And they could instantly like quadruple the market overnight, okay? It's like it's not even a rational thing. Like this thing could collapse. Like this is the way the thing collapses too. And cryptos is on this like little tip of the iceberg. Okay, should we have some gold? Should we have some silver? Hell yeah, you definitely should. Okay, you need to have something physical if the power goes off or if the network, like the internet, and that thing is probably the first to go, right? The inverted yield curve is ridiculous right now. I don't have to say that again. But this Wall Street cheat sheet, you guys got to understand that if you compare the two scenarios I see going on with the regular stock market. Okay, so we're going to get in the stock market for a second. The two scenarios I see here are this like macro, like we could have a blow off top here. Okay, we could have a blow off top and then this inverted yield curve is going to roll over and then it's going to like the Fed's going to correct. They're going to pivot like they always do throughout history, right? And we're either going to have a blow off top, which is going to be crazy because no one is like a lot of the retail doesn't have any cash anymore. And so like we're gonna see mostly it's probably like these big money corporate pumps, dude. And they're gonna just pump it up one last time. And we could see that and wreck all the shorts, and then short it, right? Because the shorts are the one we want to be in, you guys. Like honestly, like on the stock market, if I'm equities, like I'm planning to ride this roller coaster down, okay? Not the up. I'm not worried about this, like I'm not worried about this pump right here. Like I have some assets, I have other stuff to like try to mitigate and try to make money on this pump. But the big short is like the one that you need to be paying attention to, you guys. And that's the one that they don't want you to short it. Like that's if you're the 1% or 2% that's shorting this thing on the way down, like that's what I want you to be. Okay. That's what we should be like together. Okay. We know it's coming. It's just like it's shame on you. If you this is me, I'm not trying to be negative, and that's the other thing. I'm not trying to be negative. I I just see a roller coaster coming, you guys, and it could break up first. And this is kind of the optimistic thing, okay? But then by like, next year, basically, we're gonna be in like this blow off euphoria, like unbelievable euphoria right here. Okay. But it's only like a 40% gain here. Okay. It's like from where we are, it's like a 52%. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't really know exactly where the top is going to be, but I'm just guessing, right? It's like I don't really exactly know. Um, I'm looking at what kind of makes sense on the charts, right? So like I would see like 50% pump, maybe like maybe the Fed injects or whatever we see some stimulus that come out or whatever, and we might pump it. Then we could print it, right? There's a lot of laws, right? We could print this thing, but then I think the plunge protection team, it's not going to be as severe, but I think we're in the worst. I honestly, it sucks to say, but I think we're in the worst situation that we've ever seen in like my lifetime, probably my mom and dad's lifetime, and I know my grandpa's lifetime. Like they might have even the Great Depression, like 1929. If there's anybody still alive from that, that was probably the worst. Okay, that was probably the worst. Like back here in this, like I love this chart too. Like this, I just love looking through at history. This and this situation, I don't think would happen again. Like from 1929 to 1933, I don't think it would happen again quite like that. I don't think it would happen like that quite like that because we have this like plunge protection team that's we can only actually the stock market closes if you drop more than 5% a day, right? So it's not going to be as violent, but it still might be like just as pronounced. Like they're gonna max out as much as they can, right? And I don't know this banking consolidation. Like I don't know. It's hard not to see this kind of scenario happening, right? Like I'm trying to be optimistic with the whole banking industry right now. But I'm very like I think that we haven't seen anything yet, and the next 6 months is going to be very hectic in people's lives. Like I want you to be prepared. So I want you to be prepared. I appreciate my audience, dude. You guys subscribe to my channel if you guys like this. I fight against a lot of different demons out there. And I've got my first official trolls for Litecoin, dude. I love my trolls, dude. Shout out to my trolls. Shout out to all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. I do this for you. I hope this helps. Okay. I will get into some Bitcoin analysis right now, just in the short term. Okay. And so I'll show you the short term trades because I think that Bitcoin actually could be the one, you guys. And when I say Bitcoin, on the weekly, we're looking like we're about to cross negative here. On the monthly, on the MACD, we've already crossed negative, but we're looking like we're curling back up. So this is actually a trade that's too early to call. You do not want, you don't want something like, Bitcoin dumps and we start curling back over, and this thing never actually crosses. and then crosses like out here. Okay. So it's too early to call in the MACD right now. So let's look at Cypher. Let's look at the Cypher. Okay. And in the Cypher on the monthly, we're getting some pretty like heavy bearish divergence. Okay. So I'm starting on the monthly. I'm going to work myself in here. On the weekly, we are getting this bullish divergence. Okay, it's this hidden bullish divergence, you guys, forming right now. And money flow though is still like in the negative. Like I'd like to see this thing like come over. We have a little trigger wave, like a tiny trigger wave, and then this thing like goes into the positive, and we start moving up. Okay, we'll see what happens on Bitcoin there. Let's see, look at the volume here in the RSI. We're still kind of, we did have a buy on the hash ribbons. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. On January 23rd, we had a buy on the weekly on the hash ribbons. Okay, and so like I like to look at RSI. I like to look at RSI and the hash ribbons like together because it's more helpful of an indicator for me. So Litecoin, I still think is in this ascending triangle, you guys. I think we're going to prove something right now, you guys. I think Litecoin is really going to prove something to us right now. We are having this like amazing pump today. You have like a 5% pump up today of Litecoin, okay? If we start breaching this area right here, I think Litecoin is going to, especially if we come back and retest, and then, dude, that's super strong confluence right there at that like 92 level. So this thing breaks out right now, bumps its head like at 100. I would say like bump your head on psychological 100, come back and retest. Oh, mama, let's, you do not want to be on the wrong side of this, you guys. This is going to be like a freight train coming through. Okay. And I do think that my target up here, you guys, is between 147 and like 180, and that 180 comes from that like Fibonacci retracement. This triangle doesn't have to be exactly correct. We could actually come as high as this 180 right here. If we actually breach above the golden fib, I would be actually very surprised the first try. Not saying that I'm bearish on Litecoin. In the end, you guys, Litecoin's, I think Charlie Lee is going to go like this thing is going to go like, it's just not ready quite yet. We're curling. Okay. And the next time that we actually breach 100, probably like, what's this 132? Like I would say from concretely, if Litecoin breaches like 180 again, I would actually be, that's kind of the position where I think that we're going to actually start going a lot higher. We're going to at least double, triple our money right there at that point, safely. It could go a lot higher, and we're going to have to register that. And I'll be with you guys on this journey. Okay. We're going to be with you on this Litecoin journey and this crypto journey, you guys, because every day is an adventure with crypto. And if you guys are involved and you guys are holding right now, salute to you. It's not an easy world. It ain't easy being gifted. Okay. But hold strong, do the right things, make the right choices, make educated selling decisions when you start taking profit. And that's going to be different for everybody. Okay. Taking profit is a very important product of trading. And so if you guys want me to cover anything and I'm not covering it for you, please let me know. I will cover it for you. I am a huge fan of silver right now. I haven't even looked at the charts yet. We actually are falling back into this wedge, is like this blue wedge. And I don't actually like that so much, but we're actually finding support here on this like $22 range right now, and we're actually getting a buy on the Bravo 9, but then we're also getting a buy on Lux Algo as well. So silver is looking very juicy at this moment. I hope that we breach out of this. I want to see a break of this 24 region, and then ultimately that 27, 28. I think that would indicate like we're having a true breakout, you guys, on silver. So that is exciting. I do think that in the next, like on the macro level, okay, we're gonna zoom out here on silver. On the macro level, this looks pretty crazy. I'm sorry for that. It looks crazy when I turn on Lex algo to you guys sometimes, but I think on the macro level, we're forming this like, this giant cup and handle formation. And I think that once a break of this descending wedge, you guys, this is actually a real bullish formation, and it's coming up. So it's like this giant weekly flagpole. If you guys can kind of think of it like that. And I think that we're going to, come up here to this $50 mark. We might crush it. We might bump our head initially, but I don't think we're going to like have a significant retest here. Okay. It's not a scenario that I would say, I think we're going to come up here once we actually decide to break this wedge. I think we're going to come up here pretty fast, aggressively, break this 50. Okay. Then we're going to go probably much higher, you guys. Like, I think that, a retest of 50 is going to be the key to a lot of traders and a lot of investors to start getting, more heavy in silver. Okay. Because now you're breaking all-time highs and show me a buy, right? So, and also silver is just like, I don't have to say it's an industrial metal, 60% goes to industry. And there's a small percentage that goes to monetary, especially in the BRICS nations right now that are kind of basically getting ahead right now with gold. I don't know what their silver intake is. I'm actually more concerned with silver than I am gold. If the U.S. needs to be accumulating silver right now. So if they're not, then please, anybody that's out there, please start encouraging silver accumulation by our government. I have no idea. There's no information on it. I know that we have some gold. Hopefully, I know there's a lot of gold locked up. If you're a Bix Weir conspiracy theorist, dude, salute the Bix dude out there. I still want you guys Litecoin song. So if you're out there, help Bix get a Litecoin introduction, you guys, okay? Because I really need him to play a little Litecoin as a Litecoin introduction for me. Salute you guys. You guys are a big, great audience. If you're out there and you're trading this thing and you're with hard assets right now, the dollar is getting kind of crazy. And I get into the dollar situation, but I do think we might have at least a temporary dip for all asset classes before we actually see a decoupling. Okay, the decoupling is going to happen. Be strong. Don't let them shake you guys. Be strong out there. They're probably gonna, they'll probably censor my videos just because Litecoin's the right coin, you guys, and cryptos are going to save us. So why would they want me to tell you that? Okay, peace. Litecoin out.